Good morning and welcome to In the Loop Weekend Ag Talk, brought to you by Alphen Insurance Agency, the home of Policy Plus. Be sure and click the subscribe button at the bottom of the video and jump over to our Facebook page and follow it. Also, be sure and tell your friends about us so we can keep you all up to date on all things agriculture and crop insurance. Let's jump over to the markets and see how things finished on Friday afternoon. March corn finished the week at 677 and three quarters. December corn finished the week at 595 and three quarters. March wheat finished the week at 765 and a half, while July wheat finished the week at 781. March cotton finished out at 80.25, while December cotton finished the week at 82.25. March soybeans finished the week at 15.27 and a quarter. November soybeans finished out the week at 13.86 and a quarter. When you insure with Alphen Insurance Agency, you get Policy Plus. If you aren't a current customer of Alphen Insurance, give us a call and let one of our agents tell you all about Policy Plus. Crop insurance base prices released this week for 2023 spring crops. Corn 594, grain sorghum 587, cotton 85 cents, Virginia peanuts 29.71, runner peanuts 26.77, and soybeans will be 13.69. And once again, that is the crop insurance base prices for the 2023 spring crops. HIP We, or Hurricane Wind Insurance as we call it, received a new option this week. You can now purchase tropical storm coverage. The cause of loss for a tropical storm is a named tropical storm in the county insured accompanied with rainfall equaling 6 inches or more received within the time period of the day immediately preceding the arrival date of the tropical storm, the arrival date of the tropical storm, and the 2 days immediately following the arrival date of the tropical storm, and will be determined in accordance with the hurricane data provisions. Estimated premium ranges and payments are as follows. A sample corn example of 120 bushel per acre APH premium ranges are from 86 cents to $1.90 per acre, with estimated payments of a little over $71. Cotton with an 800-pound APH estimated premium range is 83 cents to $1.81 with a $68 estimated payment. Soybeans with a 40 bushel APH premium estimates are 67 cents through $1.46 per acre with an estimated payment of a little over $54. Tobacco with a 2,200 pound APH estimated premium range is $5.37 through $11.97 per acre with an estimated payment of $451. Peanuts with a 4,000 pound APH estimated premium range $1.37 through $2.97 with an estimated payment of $112 per acre. The enrollment period is March 1st through April 30th, and your Alphen Insurance agent will be getting in touch with you to see if you have any questions and if you would like to add this coverage to your policy. The mentioned premium and payment figures are only projections based on data from the RMA website, and this is for educational purposes only. Please visit the RMA website and utilize their personalized estimate calculator if you would like specific information for your farm. We hope to have premium rates out soon. And don't forget, if you'd like to make any changes to your existing spring crops policies, the sales closing date is coming up soon on February 28th. Please contact your agent today and let them know if you'd like to change anything on your policy, from general contact information, entity information, or coverage levels. The 5th annual Northern Wayne Plow Day has been postponed once again to March 4th. That will be held in Fremont, NC on Highway 222 East. If you have any questions, please contact Mr. Boyd Nelms, 919-222 2552 or Lee West at 919-223-3015. And once again, this is a family event. Please, no alcohol, no drugs, or profanity allowed. The North Duplin FFA chapter invites you to attend a community breakfast on Friday, the 24th from 6:45 a.m. through 8 a.m. The menu is pancakes and sausage. For more information, you may contact Heather Watson, the FFA advisor, at 910-260-2285. Come on out and support North Duplin FFA during FFA week. Grain bins serve a critical role in agriculture, providing storage and protection for large quantities of grain before it's sold or processed. However, these structures pose very serious and threatening dangers to workers if proper safety procedures aren't followed when working in or around grain bins. Next week is Grain Bin Safety Week. Here are some facts about grain bins. In 4 seconds, an adult can sink knee-deep in flowing grain and be rendered unable to free themselves without assistance. In just 20 seconds, an adult can be fully engulfed. Suffocation from engulfment and oxygen deficient atmospheres is the leading cause of death in grain accidents. In 2021, at least 29 grain entrapments were reported, resulting in 11 fatalities. More than 300 grain entrapments have been recorded in the past decade. It's estimated an additional 30% of cases go unreported. Please work with your local fire and rescue departments and make sure your community has a grain bin plan in place. Also, plan a grain bin safety meeting at your farm as soon as possible. When we look at exports for the week, U.S. corn sales have improved in recent weeks. U.S. exporters sold 40 million bushels of corn in the week ending February 9. This was the third consecutive week above the 1 million metric ton mark. Looks like Mexico, China, and Colombia were the largest buyers. Soybean sales were okay at 512,800 metric tons. China was the largest buyer. Wheat sales were poor at 209,800 metric tons. U.S. ethanol production improved last week. Weekly output of 1.014 million barrels per day was plus 1.4% on the week and plus 0.4% versus the same week last year. Ethanol stocks were up plus 3.8% on the week at 25.3 million barrels. This was minus 0.6% versus the same week last year. This marks the second highest level of stocks on record. U.S. ethanol production margins are mixed to positive in the central and eastern corn belts. Margins in the west are negative due to a strong corn basis. Gasoline demands remain soft, which could be a long-term problem for ethanol given high stocks. NOPA released January crush data for this week. NOPA members crushed 179 million bushels of soybeans in January. This was below the average trade guess of 181.7, but up for the first time in 3 months. The impact of severe weather during December may have carried into January for some processors. We received an announcement from the National Cotton Council this week, and their survey suggests producers to plant 11.4 million acres of cotton in 2023. This is down 17% from 2022, according to National Cotton Council's 42nd Annual Early Season Planting Intentions Survey. U.S. retail sales improved drastically in January. Retail sales rose 3% in January, well above Wall Street expectations of 1.9%. On a year-over-year basis, retail sales are up 6.4%, which is in line with the most recent CPI inflation numbers. And just a reminder, the grain markets will be closed on Monday in observance of the President's Day holiday. This week in World Ag News, Argentina and Uruguay confirmed cases of bird flu. Brazil has not detected any cases at this point. Bird flu has been a problem around the globe. Globe, a U.S. outbreak last year wiped out millions of chickens in commercial poultry facilities. A spread into commercial facilities in South America could result in lost feed demand. It looks like Mexico has scrapped its plan to ban GMO corn imports for animal feed and industrial use. This move was approved in a government decree this week. The decree eliminates a January 2024 as the date in which GMOs would be banned and drops any future date. This move comes amid pressure from U.S. officials. Under the decree, the new measures take effect this week. Still, Mexico maintains plans to prohibit the use of GMO corn for human consumption as well as the glyphosate herbicide. Let's talk soybeans and South American beans in particular for a minute. September projections had Brazil and Argentina at a total of 200 million metric tons. February projections show Brazil and Argentina at a total of 186 million metric tons. That's down 14 million metric tons, with the majority of the cuts coming from Argentinian estimates. This is a reduction of 514 million bushels. That's more than the entire U.S. soybean carryout. This may help explain recent rallies in soybean markets. I believe in the future of farming with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of farmers and the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years. That was the first paragraph of the FFA Creed written by E.M. Tiffany. I learned this version in the fall of 1986 while I was a freshman at Hoke High School and a new member of the Future Farmers of America. In 1988, Future Farmers of America changed their name to the National FFA Organization. I remember being in Kansas City when this change took place. That night on the late night talk show, the host joked that the FFA changes their name to FFA in his opening dialogue. The creed was later changed in 1990 to keep up with the times. The word farming was changed to agriculture, and the word farmers was changed to agriculturalist. I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturalists, and the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from struggles of former years. FFA started as a club for farm boys and has developed into a club for all. In 1965, New Farmers of America and Future Farmers of America merged. In 1969, females were allowed into the organization. As times changed, more courses were added to agricultural education programs to attract students interested in things like agri-science studies. As a result, the FFA expanded its offering and added programs and competitions in those areas to complement the Ag Ed curriculum. What did the FFA do for me? Well, that's a loaded question. I remember going to Farm Save Day in the mid 1980s to late 80s in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. The state FF officers presented that day, and I thought, wow, I'm going to do that one day. Little did I know that due to injuries playing sports and a refocus on priorities, that dream would come true in 1990. FFA offered me an opportunity to attend leadership camps at White Lake. The FFA sent me to Washington Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. Every November, we would travel to the National FFA Convention in Kansas City, where I was able to see speakers like President Bush, NFL star Terry Bradshaw, world-famous motivator Zig Ziglar, and others. We would compete in activities like public speaking, parliamentary procedure, forestry, nursery landscape, soil judging, livestock judging, and proficiency award competitions. The two greatest things I gained from my years in FFA were number one, building a network of friends that have lasted a lifetime, and number two, how to live the FFA motto: learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, and living to serve. FFA motto still guides my life today. The National FFA organization provides premier leadership training for the future of America. not just in the agricultural sector, but in all areas of life. Today, there are around 851,000 students in the National FFA organization. The North Carolina FFA grew over the last year, adding over 8,300 new members. NCFFA membership is now over 32,500 members, representing 355 chapters. Do all you can do to support your local FFA chapters. You may ask, how can I do that? You can support the alumni with fundraisers. No alumni? You can establish a local FFA alumni. You can help train members for career development events. You can help FFA advisors chaperone when they take members on trips. You may be able to offer internships for FFA members, allowing them to learn hours and money for their supervised agriculture experience programs. You might even sponsor a member so they can attend something like FFA Leadership Camp at White Lake, or even sponsor one to attend Washington Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. The opportunities to support FFA are endless. Join me in saluting FFA over the next week as we celebrate National FFA Week. Follow us on Facebook and you'll see a daily post dedicated to the FFA. Thank you for tuning in to In the Loop Weekend Ag Talk, brought to you by Alphen Insurance Agency, the home of Policy Plus. And thank you to all the farmers out there who help feed and clothe America. Remember, make mental health a priority at your home and at your farming operation. Make time for yourself and make time for those around you. Give us a call. We'll come to you so you can focus on family and farming. Thanks for tuning in, and y'all have a great weekend.